Hi, I'm Sandra Moses, and I'm here to tell you about my ethnography of a reoccurring meeting. I chose to observe the Vice President and Chief Financial Officer's staff meeting. The attendees are all of her direct reports, which consists of the Associate Vice President and Controller, the Associate Vice President for Budget and Financial Planning, the Associate Vice President for Financial Services, the Executive Director for University Audit Services, the Director of Procurement, and the Executive Assistant to the Vice President, which happens to be me. Her office is located on the 6th floor of Warner Hall, which is an executive floor in the building. It's on the top floor. The offices that are located on this floor, in addition to hers, are the Vice President for University Advancement, Vice President of Operations, Vice President for Marketing and Communication, Vice President and General Counsel, Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students, the Provost, and the President. When you enter the 6th floor, you exit the elevator, enter the 6th floor, you come into a lobby where the assistant to the president will greet you, and you will remain in that lobby until the executive assistant comes out to get you for your meeting. It's very quiet and professional. Angela's office is in the corner. She has 2 walls of windows, a large credenza desk, which you can see behind me, a large 9-foot conference room table. It does seat 10 people around it, which is nice. There are large executive chairs. She also has a large screen monitor to project the materials. Typically, we don't print materials for the meetings. We do everything electronically. We send out the materials 24 hours in advance for people to prepare and review, and then we only print if we have a guest that does request that. Otherwise, we do just use soft copies to help with the environment and also to be cost effective. The meeting does follow a very formal agenda. As you can see, it does list the attendees, the topics, the presenters, and the times for the topic presentation. It's very formal. Typically, the topics do tie into our strategic plan, and as you can see from this poster, it does review our strategic plan, and it has the goals, which are commit to excellence, engage, partner, and collaborate, empower decision-making with data, cultivate, recognize, and reward our people, and shape a culture of innovation. And as my ethnography says, one of the projects that we talk about is the PDR project, which is perform, develop, recognize. That ties right into cultivate, recognize, and reward our people. So we do try to tie everything back. Another topic that we went over in our meetings is the priority projects for the division. And this is typically projected, but I did print it for this video. You can see it does map them all out. We prioritize them and follow this. Everything's very structured in the meetings. The other topics that were discussed were cost efficiencies and a lot of the other major decisions for the university. The finance division, finance typically touches everything within the university, so you are dealing with most of the major decisions that are being made within the university. I think the leadership team is very good at thinking about how they affect people upstream and downstream when they're making their decisions, so I think that that's a very good quality that they have. They're also a very serious group, but they're friendly. They are just very focused, very business oriented. There's typically not any extra chit chat or idle conversation during the meetings. CMU's culture is very collaborative, very accepting, very open. However, this group, this executive suite, is very formal, so they are very conservative and I think very professional. There's a hierarchy that they follow, rules and etiquette. Typically in the meetings, you're not going to talk out of turn or talk against maybe a member that has a higher level of seniority than you. If they ask for your opinion, people are very open and will give opinions, but if they're just updating on a project or giving you information, typically if you disagree, you're not going to speak out of turn. The ethical theory that ties into this group, I would say, is virtue ethics. They're very courageous, they have good temper, they're truthful, and they're constantly striving for excellence, which I think is important. They have a very strong integrity, and I think for the finance division that's important. They are dealing with confidential information every day with all of the decisions that they make, so I think that's important. The leadership team has very good, strong values. They have good virtues and strong integrity, as I mentioned. So they're constantly reevaluating, revising their processes to improve the division and the university. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed my review of my ethnography.